Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here, welcome back to another Monster Hunter World video, and today I want to talk to you about some of the Arc-tempered Kulve weapons. Assuming by now you guys had a chance to jump in and defeat AT Kulve, then you've no doubt returned and got some of your rainbow tier rewards. And some of those weapons are actually pretty sweet. Not only do they have good stats, but they also carry one of two different armor skills. If you have the elemental versions, then you have crit element, and if you have an abnormal status version, then you have crit status. So much like the Lunastra weapons that also carry armor skills, if you have one of these in your build, you're then free to drop that skill from your armor pieces because you can then go and put something else in to give you even more room to play with. So these are definitely worth your time. So in this video, I thought I'd go over some of my personal favorites. There are some that I'm still chasing. You guys have been sharing some of yours on the Discord, which is really awesome. I'm kind of jealous because some of them do still elude me. RNGesus clearly doesn't like me. But either way, here are some weapons you should definitely consider picking up if you're farming AT Kulve. So if you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let me know what you guys have got yourself. If you've got any that I didn't mention that you think are really good, call them out down below. And of course, if you want to enter our giveaway for the limited edition Super Smash Bros. Nintendo Switch, you can also click that link in the description box down below to enter. Now, kicking things off at number 1, we have the TRX King. I do believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. I apologise if I have mistaken it, but I have looked up the pronunciation and I believe it is said Kjar. But either way, the Axe King is a fire type switch axe. It has 665 base attack. It has 20% affinity, 300 fire, 1 slot, admittedly a level 1 slot, but still something to play with. It has a power element file, and it has, of course, the critical element armor skill. So all up, this is a very nice switch axe. It's got some decent attack power on it. It has plenty of fire to play with, so if you do plan to put together a elemental build, and you do want to run with some decent fire options, then this is a nice one to have. However, there is a second switch axe in this list that I really like, and that is the TRX Paralysis. This is, as the name suggests, a paralysis switch axe. It has 700 attack, it has 10% affinity, 330 paralysis, admittedly no slot. It does have a power file, and of course you have crit status. Now I've just, for the longest time, been a massive fan of paralysis type weapons, as you'll probably see by some of the other choices in this list. However, paralysis switch axes are always a lot of fun to mess around with, and this one is definitely something worth keeping your eyes out for. However, moving on from there, if switch axe is not your thing, but paralysis is, then you could check out the Lave Paralysis. This is an insect glaive with 620 attack, 10% affinity. This one actually has natural white sharpness, which is really nice, 210 paralysis, and of course, crit status. Now I actually really like paralysis on insect glaives just because of the mobility, just because of the actual speed that you can attack. So again, this is for sure something to keep your eyes out for. However, for the Charge Blade fans out there, you have the Strongarm Ice, which is, again, as the name suggests, I hardly think you guys have to keep guessing, but this is an ice type Charge Blade with 684 attack, 20% affinity, 480 ice, and of course, 1 slot and crit element. This also has a power element file, and I know that typically speaking on Charge Blades you tend to lean more towards the impact files, but especially if you're fighting Kulve, who does have a weakness to ice at certain points, then you can actually get some decent mileage out of these elemental files. And I just like kind of messing around with them sometimes. It's kind of nice to sort of break the mold and step away from the traditional impact Charge Blade, so this is a nice one to check out. However, for the Gun Lance fans out there, you have another paralysis option, this time the Buster Paralysis, with 414 attack, 15% affinity, 360 para, and most importantly, I know this is kind of a, personal preference and whatnot, but for me at least, this is a normal level 4 type gun lance with crit status. Now, normal type is the way that I particularly like to play. I like to play full burst playstyle. I typically run with the Rathian gun lance, so this is for sure someone I could see myself using in this situation. However, for the bowgun fans out there, you actually have an interesting light bowgun to choose from. You have the Blitz Claw, 247 attack, 15% affinity, no deviation. It also has crit status again. And this one, amongst the ammo list, there's a few more things you can choose from, but a few things worth calling out. It can rapid fire normal 1 and 2. It can also rapid fire spread 1, and it can use paralysis 1 and sleep 1. So you definitely have some interesting mileage out of that one. And then finally, kind of had to be in here, right? I'm just a massive SNS fanboy. I love my sword and shields, and honestly, I still don't have the sword and shield that I want from the original Kulve loot pool, so the fact that I still don't have this one, I mean, I'm borderline giving up hope, but I'm still going to keep trying. You have the Slicin, which is a paralysis sword and shield, 252 attack, 10% affinity, 210 para, 1 slot, and crit status. Now I have quite a lot of sword and shield builds, I have quite a lot of paralysis versions, so if I can get this, and then I can kind of just drop crit status, because that is one of those things that I wouldn't typically build around. The value for something like crit element is of course a lot higher, but crit status, you have to commit a little bit more so to it, so if I can get this on a weapon, I will completely revamp my builds. But either way, that's a look at a few of my personal favorites, some of the ones that we have, some of the ones we are still chasing. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Let me know if you guys have got any that you particularly like that stand out for you. But otherwise, be sure to keep it locked for plenty more Monster Hunter World content. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, if you want to grab some sweet Arekkz Gaming merch, you can head over to the Endgame store right now. That's linked down below. And you can pick up either the Arekkz Gaming festive jumper or sweater. And yes, we might be past Christmas, but it's an awesome jumper. So if you want to grab one, they are super limited. There were only 100 of them made, but there are still a few left, so you can pick those up if you want. Plus, we have the limited Yeet pin from TwoSixNine's live stream. If you want to grab that, the awesome mascot, you get that as a pin and a sticker. So both of those are available to purchase if you guys want to pick them up. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to stay tuned, don't forget to stay subscribed, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our future uploads, and you can check out some of the more recent videos linked right here.